Welcome back, Rattlings, to my house. So last week we worked on putting in the stairs here from the garage up into the first floor. That has given us a much safer platform and way to get up and down. Additionally, we did a number of outlets and installed the boxes as well as the conduit for those outlets so that we can come and throw in our cable later. This week, we're gonna be bolting down the first course of 3 different walls that are starting on our first floor. So we have a few new walls that are coming up, starting right on the floor. We gotta bolt those down today, just so that we can block those up and get those in place later this week. All right, so we just got these stairs in. First, we built a platform on the ground. That was it's basically framed just like a deck. Nothing special here. We built the platform up top, so that's Douglas fir underneath on a couple hardware anchors in the ground, and then cedar plank on top, just so it matches the rest of the house, and I like working with cedar, so that's what we went with. We installed the stairs, we made the stringers, got those all set up, installed. We had a couple of issues, notably one of our stringers kind of exploded when it got dropped, so we had to get more material, make another one. But all in all, it came together pretty well. We have 4 of them in here, so these stairs are super sturdy. There's almost no sag when you go up them. They don't vibrate, they don't really move at all. Right now, I've got a part of the rise here installed, but we didn't put in our cedar treads because as we're going up and down the stairs when we're working, if we're wearing boots, if we have gravel in them, or we could mar up and damage the cedar. So I didn't install that, so I can come back when we're sort of done with the project, done going up and down these stairs in a working sort of environment, working fashion. I can come and do the cedar then. But for now, we have some scrap pieces of OSB. They do the job for now, and they're stable enough. We have to have a little bit of risk, a little bit of excitement. So we left part of one of the stairs open so that if you're not paying attention, you can fall through. But other than that, it went really well, and we're really happy with them. It's a much better way of getting up and down than using the kind of crappy ladders that we have. We have a bunch of internal walls that need outlets or switches, and we have to put a hole in the ground for the conduit running up to the Lincoln block wall. Rather than just go through the side and then up like we normally do, we have to come up through the floor. And I can't just go in the center of the Lincoln block and straight up because there's a beam, a big beam running underneath this. So I have to kind of offset the hole at an angle and then file a matching hole into the Lincoln block so that when I have the block in place, I can fit conduit through. So I'll go grab a conduit to test it. Filed that out, and you can see now my conduit fits and the Lincoln block is still splitting the line like it needs to be. This is basically a brace for these big open gaps. So we want to make sure that our wall is straight, even across the big open gaps. So now this is for a French door to open up into a green room. But there's gonna be no Lincoln block structure here, but we need to make sure that everything is lining up for when we go across the top later. So periodically, every 5 or 6 courses or so, we throw a bridge course in across openings. We do this in door frames and windows. It's just to make sure that our posts are lining up with the wall that came before them. So up on top of the wall, we are at our final height, and we have to do a minor modification to the wall so that we can put our top plate on. Like anywhere in a Lincoln block wall, we have all these rising blocks or risers. We have to cut those down flush with the top of the style piece underneath the tongue, just so that when we put our top plate on, it's not sitting all weird and wonky. So we just cut all those off, then we can throw our top plate on and install the roof when we get it, whenever that is. Oh, wait. No, I mean, it's fine. All we're doing right now is we're trimming both ends because they did kind of sloppy cuts. So we're making them so they will butt up nicely with one another up on top of our posts here.
All right.
There we go. So I'll get the nail gun, nail it in.
So like heavy or something?
It's awkward.
It is both heavy and awkward. This beam here is offset a little bit towards the inside of the building. The reason it's that way is mostly so that it can still carry the load that we needed to carry, which is just the roof over the doors, but also still leave space to have the style pieces, the Lincoln block face pieces, along its front, so it matches up flush with everything else. So from the outside, it'll just look like Lincoln blocks. You won't even know the beam is here. Cut the 129.
Yeah, it's right behind you.
A little more. Okay. Yeah.
Twice as heavy. Yes, it would.
Whoa there, buddy. Hang on. Huh? I guess we got a cock. Yeah, so this wall, or this Lincoln block on top, because we had to cut part of the block here to fit on top of this beam, it wasn't perfectly level front to back. So what I'm doing is I'm shimming the back side of it. I'm just using Sikaflex and some Douglas fir shims. I'm putting them in here, checking level the whole time. Once they set up and they're dry, I'm going to come back and cut them all off, and then we'll sheet over the top of this and fill it with foam, and everything will be nice and stiff and structural. But this is just to make sure that our wall going up doesn't need to be overly pulled around before we foam. So over here, we had a Lincoln block wall on top of the floor here that didn't have any kind of beam or anything underneath it. So we talked to John, and now we're putting in this double 2x12. Right now we're just supporting it on the ends, so it's nailed in there, but we're gonna put a post underneath it to press up against the bottom of those 2x12s and hold them up. And we're gonna put more support over there. But right now we're just getting those nailed in, cut and nailed in. why he's up there.
Like and subscribe.